Mimic being mimic. Come on. What is this? What? 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 Fair dinkum? Alright. You're right, mate. She'd be right. There's something wrong with his mimic, I think. What is wrong with this mimic? Oh, I moved him. He stopped again. Hey! I was like, he's an infinite block and I can't... Oh, God. I don't know if that's just a normal behavior of mimics. No explanation, but that was funny. G'day, you beautiful, awesome people, and welcome back to Dark Cloud. In the previous episode, we managed to infiltrate the Dark Cloud and make our way to Darkhaven Castle, where we also got introduced to the dungeon of this area, which I apologize for. I didn't realize we were going to get forced into that, but hey, that happens, I guess. And I also did a brief introduction to fishing, which, by the way, in between then and now, I have actually cleaned out all of my fishing stuff. So I don't know when the tutorial will go out because I'm recording this in 2020 and obviously these go out in 2021. So hopefully, if not, then the fishing tutorial is either out now or I'm gonna wait until after Dark Cloud's finished and then do fishing tutorial as well as like other tutorials for Dark Cloud. I'm not sure, so it's coming. And I will say this, there was something I completely forgot about fishing. And I did it during the tutorial, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. So, there will be a correction in that tutorial about something I said in the last episode about fishing. It's interesting, but the reason why I forgot is because even in an hour and a half, I still didn't have enough points, really, to make it worth doing fishing. I mean, 800 points is what I got, and that's what, 8 gems? Not even a weapon to give a precise thing there. And that's even with catching one rare fish, which one out of, what, an hour and a half? Yeah, it's slow, it's boring, but it could be handy if you're willing to sink the time into it and you want to get rid of some items. Speaking of items, while I was in Queens, you know how I may have made an allusion to I may have forgot some items? I did. I forgot a fish candy over in Queens. It was in a very stupid area, I will admit that, so it doesn't surprise me that I missed it, but I found it. Oh, I had a throbbing cherry and I never used it. Ha! Anyways, I was supposed to use that in fishing, but I never did because it kind of never made itself well known in my inventory. Okay, I will probably end up doing some more fishing after recording, so who knows? I might be able to remedy that. But yeah, fishing, high-octane boringness really is the best way to describe it without spoiling too much the tutorial. Heck, even I don't know at this point how in the world I'm gonna do this tutorial. Like, no idea how to make it fun, no idea how to make it interesting. It's there, and I don't know if it's worth even utilizing. Unless, of course, you're really desperate, then maybe you can utilize it. Okay, I love how on the display that I'm using, I wish I could take a photo of this because I can't capture like what I actually see because it's different to what you guys see. But the display, like the framing of it is so weird. I think my capture or my display thing that allows it to come up decently for me with no lag freaked out a little bit. It's not centered, so it's really weird. Just fun fact of what's going on behind the scenes. I'm glad it's centered though on the main capture, that's good. It's just a wee bit weird for me. Alright, goodbye. Okay, so, for those who didn't see last episode and didn't see Gallery of Time, by the way, I highly suggest watching the last episode, just bypass Minotaur Joe, for sure. But just seeing the cutscene coming to Darkhaven Castle, I think is worth experiencing. Excuse me? Well, I don't think I'm going to be switching my weapons, but yes, they can curse you. Dark flowers, in general, I think the attribute we're best using in here is going to be holy. Most things are going to be of dark attribute. So, there is technically no diorama, and I looked over my notes in regards to if we have to go through and collect the diorama. I'm gonna collect it for this playthrough, but my notes kind of say that you don't really have to. There's no emphasis on it. It's more of it's there for backstory to explain a lot of story-driven stuff, so I'm gonna collect them, but I'm not gonna use them, and see if we have to actually go through it and collect them. But if the only downside to that is if I go into the boss room, that's gonna be a problem. I'll have to use my escape powder to get out of there. So yeah, everything we pick up, each of these levels actually refer to a certain era of time into towards the creation of Genie or Dark Genie. It depends on whatever name you wish to give the evil being of this game, because its name is Genie to begin with, and then as it grew more evil, more bloodthirsty and everything as time progressed, that you'll see with the backstory, it then gains the name Dark Genie. Also, to reiterate too, in US and PAL, you will never find the backdoor key unless, of course, you arbitrary code execution glitch it into the game, which, as I said, I might see if I can learn it, but I'm going to do it after we beat the game, because ACE, or arbitrary code execution, which is basically just spawning items in using the glitch menu in this game. I mean, I could dive into how the glitch menu works. It's complicated to the point even that I get the basic... Are you serious? The basic understanding of it. But there's a lot of convoluted stuff on the background that you also need to understand. And it's just okay. Because I'm pretty sure I've spoken about this before, but to do the 80% speed runs for this game, which allows you to beat Dark Cloud in at least 16 minutes, you need to do a similar type of process, except it'll kind of manipulate cutscene stuff or something along those lines. Yeah, no, it modifies the code in the background and just changes your spawn to be at the credits of the game, which is why it's beatable in 16 minutes. As I said, it's very similar to that of Pokemon Red and... I think it's Red and Blue or Yellow. Wow, another power-up powder? Hot smokes! So yeah, it's interesting, but it's also can go very whoosh over their heads if it's not explained properly. And I also feel I'm not exactly the best person to explain it, unless of course I get the big heads in our speedrun community to explain it to me a bazillion times. Which is why I said it's gonna be interesting when I start doing 80% again, because I was learning to do it, but to do it efficiently you need to kind of know a few other movements. Anyways, Billy, my boy! You just got one shot of theirs, my clock ends. So yeah, my whole point to that whole big story was the fact that, yeah, I have to learn an extra glitch and then learn to do it. And I also ignored the fact too, well, I forgot to mention as well, that doing the glitch, there's a 95% chance of crashing the game, which is why I'm gonna leave it until we've beaten the game to see if I can spawn the item in. It's also, fun fact on that one too, it's also a similar method to get infinite power-up powders. Which is, yeah, it's fun, but it obviously it's broken for the game. Reduced abs, fun! Oh. Okay, we got a key. At least it's not Moonsea, where I need to do that every single floor, so that's good. Huzzah! I'm away from that. I can be free. Oh, there we go, pitch dark key. So yeah, the item is called Flapping Duster. I have no idea what it actually does in regards to interaction with the backdoor, because obviously, it's only available in Japanese, so yeah. I think the reasoning why it's not available in PAL and US is because they just completely forgot to code it into the game. It's translated apparently, and functions correctly, they just forgot to code it into loot drops. The supernova is nearly dead again. This weapon lacks the endurance. It's very handy though. Petite fish, but wow, I just got rid of all my petite fish. Here they come again. Wow. But yeah, normally though, I think in a most casual playthrough, they'd be using Toan or Zhao to get through these. Also, I keep saying also, but it's just like, I've just realized there's so many things about Gallery of Time that I have yet to explain, but at the same time, I don't want to explain because it kind of ruins the whole, I guess, surprise of what this dungeon's about. Because I explained that Gallery of Time is my favorite dungeon in Dark Cloud. OST, it's got a good concept to it. I don't need to worry about diorama stuff, fun stuff like that. But there's also another reason why I like it. So the more we progress in this episode, you might be able to see it. Really? Say what? I'm on Angel Gear. Huzzah, what the? Max. Okay, it wasn't status or anything. It was just, wow, I didn't one-shot because it must have resisted Holy. Holy, fair dinkum there, alright. Fair dinkum. Fair dinkum to that. Okay. Alright, gotta switch back over to Osmond or Bram in this instance, and then we'll go back to Asta. Boom. So Asta's normally who I went through this with, and she'd have like insane amount of stats by the time we came here, since she was like my main used character, although it means people like Billy here decide to be a little bit silly and just block me all the time. And yes, I just tried to open the chest from behind. That obviously isn't gonna work. And they're both bad rotations. Oh, huzzah, another treasure key just to make my life amazing when it comes to sorting the menu. Okay, got a map, can't get lost. I was gonna say, did it live again at 700? I wonder if they've got a chance to live, because it's what, Cursed Statue they were called? I know there's a couple of enemies that have a weird effect in this game, like this particular level. It makes sense for it though, considering we're on the last... Well, as I said, there is another dungeon afterwards, but it depends on your definition of do you include the post-game dungeon or not. Since post-game, to me, it's more of a bragging right than anything. But we will cover it for the walkthrough, don't worry. It's going to be fun times, considering I can just blast through it. Stamina potion, nice. As I said, you should be keeping a lot of them in storage. You should be collecting them, or buying them, one of the two, since you can buy them throughout the game. Since they'll be used for a lot of the bosses, and we're going to need them for the boss of this dungeon, obviously. Whee! Goodbye. How's that for, like, menuing? That was perfect! You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. I don't think I've had a chance to sing this the whole entire series. Nice! Alright, we're no longer in a limited zone. As I said, there will be a nasty patch of limited zones. But as soon as, well, if I'm using Zhao, you're actually not going to be able to see it. But if it pops up saying that Zhao was forced out, that's when you know we're starting the battle royale of just using the allies. Because they kind of put it all in one little patch, which is, I guess, nice. Because it gives you an idea of, okay... time to whip out the D-Ruster on things, people like Goro and... really? What are we? 13 minutes into the episode about that. Wow, that's my last Dran's Feather. I thought I had more Dran's Feather. Where are my items? I thought I had more stones. I must have been tossing them. I think. Wasn't I picking up a whole bunch of stones? I actually was thinking about that. I was like, don't I have more of what I thought I had? Maybe I had got him during the glitch. Ah! Wait, what? What? Martin Gatherian shows the right path? That's a fish. I know that because I picked it up, but... What? What? Do you mean to tell me there actually is a benefit to fishing? Where did I pick that fish up from? I think I picked it up from Muskalaka. Okay. I was gonna use a treasure chest, but I'm glad I got to show that. I got the turtle shell, but unintentionally, of course. I'm gonna have to remember what episode's that in, because I'm gonna have to show that. I didn't know that was a thing. I generally didn't. I know... Well, that was one of the swords that was unlocked. You catch that fish, and it unlocks a sword that you can buy for 2,500. And I sat there for about 5 minutes trying to go, I swear that wasn't there when I first scrolled through the menu to show, like, off, both in the recording for this the playthrough, plus for the tutorial, for the sake of, like, oh, this is what you get from, like, fishing. And I'm like, I swear that wasn't there before, so... I don't know. As I said, it wasn't a very common fish either. I think I only caught it once. So even for... I don't know, just for the fact you get an extra weapon, maybe that's the only reason for fishing, is for that bonus weapon. And I don't think that affects permanent, by the way. Hello? I don't think the effect's permanent. I think it's only temporary. But I will look over my tutorial recording. But I think I did catch it at Muscalaga. Lovely. I wanted the fish actually... Yeah, I don't think it affects this. I'm gonna go big. Magical hammer, the thing that's cursed me since doing 100% on Makataka Village. Awesome. It's back to curse me again. Which makes me so genuinely curious now. If I used Treasure Key and didn't go into the menu for the traps, I got my mellow banana. Would that have made a difference and, like, made it so I would have got something super rare from the chest genie? Man, there's so many questions now that I need answers to. Goodbye. Again, I'm going to weapon. Attribute. I'm going to do holy. I think holy does most of the enemies here. Alright, blade. So my magical crystal must be in that last position. So yay, I actually have to explore this whole area to figure out if I'm missing any Atla. Run, run, run! And as I said, it's so hard to manipulate the camera whilst using Dran's feather in this area. Oh, great. Time to learn how to take them down, because I can't remember if the same rule for bats applies in here, because bats don't drop your gate keys. Goodbye. So if they do drop gate keys in Gallery of Time, well, I'm either gonna have to use Zal or I'm gonna have to learn how to attack the evil things. Okay, no Atla, of course. Moving on. So that's floor 4. I think we've got a few bonus extra floors for Gallery of Time. And so we'll just have a look. And I think all of the ally bonuses will come near the end of the dungeon. So we'll have a good period of, like, not having any limited zones for summoning. And then you'll just get hit with boom, 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 boom. And it can be both fun and very, very evil, depending on, like, your skill level with each of the characters. As I said, Goro, I normally just bomb the entire way. So, luckily, Broken Dagger glitch, I don't need to worry about bombing, I just need to make sure I position myself properly. Then again, it slows down a little bit when you get to areas like this, where you gotta kick, boom. Buggy, buggy, buggy. I think that's when they're talking about... Actually, no, again, I'll keep that all quiet. Oh, hello. G'day, sir. Would you like a meeting with my sword? Premium water, thank you so much for that, sir. Gotta stay hydrated. Around and round and... Good job. Goodbye. Alright, time to check what's ever in here. Oh, attack +1. Awesome, well, as I said casually, gotta love it. Gotta love when you see them. Although, as I said, by this point, you want to be using gems. Attack 1 is just a little too slow, unless, of course, you're using, like, 4-slot weapons. Since they gobble up, like, attachments and gems so quickly. Alright, there's my clock piece. Hey! Hey! Hey, you took ages to die. Of course you did. Alright, moving on. I do have an antler up on that up a bit, so we do have to use the pitch dark key. As it's going to be interesting to see if we actually need to do the diorama or if you can just get the clockwork and move on. Pumped with energy. Awesome. I don't need a stamina drink. Time to just go through and wreck house. Where is that plant? Apparently I can't read maps. Well, no damage. Seriously? Can I death? My sense of depth is horrible at the moment. This is what I get for trying to show off. There we go. That could have been done a lot more cleaner, but nope, my sense of depth is completely out at the moment. Even with glasses on. And I'm not gonna blame the blonde hair, which is, funny enough, I said I had to stop recording to go get my hair done. So, in this horrible year of 2020, I finally remind the world that I'm actually blonde. I've kind of gone a little bit more slightly blonde. So there's a good chance you've already seen it if you watch the streams that have gone up on YouTube. Well, I'd say there would have been streams on YouTube by now. I haven't streamed yet because I've been a little bit busy. And holiday season and everything, and me being in like Australian sleep pattern doesn't kind of help either. And I should probably pay attention to my whips. Even though I can quickly just build another one back up, it still would be very, very disappointing and kind of embarrassing if I let that die. Whee! Nope. But yeah, it's still in the process of actually going blonder, because, yeah, the magical stuff of like hair dyeing has changed so much since I've had my last bit of foils done. Because before it used to be like, you kind of get that colour straight off the bat or something like that. These days it takes 3 days, you get the full effect of it, and it's like, nice. So it's not my full hair is blonde anymore, it's, well, it's not dark hair fully, it's now got like streaks of blonde through it. Just gives it a little bit of depth. Looks kind of nice actually, it looked better than I thought it was going to actually, in my mind. What are you? Oh, wait, clubs! Alright, you are gonna get like clubs, spade, and all that. Oh, speaking of that actually, a series just came out on Netflix called Alice in Borderland. And it's all about like playing cards, and it reminds me of like the I couldn't think of it yesterday, I was meant to look it up. The whole card collecting thing from Hunter x Hunter. Is it Island of Greed or Greed Island? I think that's what it was called. I'm not tipping my tongue and I'm just getting Greed Island. I think that's what it's actually called. But it reminds me of Greed Island a lot, where you gotta play games to get cards, and if you fail the game, or you can't do a certain task properly or within a time limit, you go boom, basically, to put it in a YouTube-friendly scene. Because, yeah, it's rated, it's a horror show, I think. Netflix had it as horror, but then I looked it up in other places, and it was like thriller sci-fi. It's also Japanese, a Japanese movie too. But I watched the first episode, I was like, oh, okay, Netflix is recommending it, so it's going to be hit or miss if it's going to be worth watching, since I normally avoid horror movies or horror shows like The Plague. Only because I can't stand horror, it doesn't do good with me. But I watched it and I was like, oh, there is horror in it, but it's not like it's bad horror, if that makes sense. It's not like really, really scary stuff, just a lot of gore and everything. But other than that, it's kind of almost like another different artistic adaptation of Alice in Wonderland, basically, where the main character is Alice and then another character is the White Rabbit. And I'm assuming when season 2, if it ever comes out, we'll see the Queen of Hearts, who'll be the main villain. Off with her head! That type of thing. Please hit the mimic. And yeah, it's really interesting. So if you By the time you see this episode, if it's still on Netflix, give Alice in Borderland a watch. It's really interesting. I really just don't want to say too much about it, only because it like kind of spoils it at the same time, and it's also got an anime counterpart, so I didn't know about the anime until I looked it up. I was like, oh, Alice in Borderland, let's have a quick squiz about the synopsis and everything and background stuff for this, since they mentioned it was like based on a visual graphic or visual novel. And then I saw, oh, it's got an anime, so if we don't get a season 2, well, I guess I found myself a new anime to watch. Awesome. Double whammy. Although, actually, now that I think about it, Netflix has had some kind of really good... Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. If you exclude Death Note, that was bad. Well, it showed me the way. Show me the way, brother. I got another one. Are you serious? Well, you might have shown me the way, brother, but you gave me another magical hammer and it makes me mad. Now what was I saying? If you exclude Death Note from the live action stuff, that was bad. I'll be the first to say that. If they didn't put the Death Note title to it, sure, it'd be decent, but the fact that they put the Death Note title to it and made it sound like it was going to be Death Note, it's bad. Hell no, I do not welcome that as a Death Note thing. As I said, it shouldn't have been called Death Note, it should have been called something else. And it would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, other than that, I've seen a few other live actions to animes. A couple of that I've actually seen already as in anime form. Netflix has some really good ones. And Alice in Borderland definitely is another one that I would go on the list of like really good live adaptations. I didn't watch the Fullmetal Alchemist one. I had it on there that I had to watch it, but I never got around to it. So I don't know if it's still on Netflix actually, so rip if it's not. I missed that one. I know Bleach, was it Bleach that is getting one or has one? I can't remember. The only problem is that I haven't watched Bleach, so it's gonna be hard to really judge that one. Since every time I've tried to watch Bleach, I could only get like a couple of episodes in and gave up afterwards. It took too long to get into the story, and then I got bored and then moved on to another anime. So it's like, god damn it. I've seen how good Bleach gets. Here's Hearts, by the way. The Queen of... Excuse me? The Queen of Hearts firing off a holy attack at me. But yeah, I've seen how good Bleach can get. But it's just getting to it. It's like, dude, it's too slow. Too slow for my liking anyways. But as I said, credit where credit is due, I have seen how good Bleach can get. I think I also heard One Piece was getting a live action. Again, I haven't watched One Piece. It's one of those I have seen a little bit of One Piece, but it just didn't seem like it was my... It seems there's no trap. Run that by me again? No trap? Wow, this fish has blessed me. I wonder if there's only one of that fish. I thought it was just going to be temporary, but it's... Does it last for an X amount of times and then disappear? Like, is it like the genie power-up from Paper Mario? And the only reason why I'm so confused is that I don't normally do fishing. And I've never caught the fish before, even when I do fishing, so... Kind of a new experience going on here for me, too. And it's only... Oh, it's only got the benefit, too, of chess, so it's not like it's amaze balls or anything like that, considering normally you just go poison or something like that. Curse means nothing. Poison's the only one that could be a little bit annoying. I just got rid of all my fishing bait and they're back again. Look who's back. Back again. Baiden's back. Tell a friend. Or tell a fish. Their food's coming back. I didn't have to go buy them. That was the other thing too for the fish tutorials. Like, I could have actually gone and bought all the fish bait. I could have sold all of it and then re-bought the fish bait back for the tutorial. Seriously, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my health, considering I'm just letting these guys just beat me up like there's no tomorrow. Mimic being mimic. Come on. Serious. What is this? Look. What? What? Fair dinkum? Alright. Oh, come on. Serious? What? You're right, mate. She'd be right. There's something wrong with his mimic, I think. What is wrong with this mimic? Hold on. I think I go over here, map display off. What is wrong with this mimic? Oh, I moved him. He stopped again. What? Hey, I was like, he's an infinite block and I can't. Oh God, that's the first time I've seen. I don't know if that's just a normal behavior of mimics or if. No explanation, but that was funny. Father. Oh, I've set the map display wrong. Oops, let me put that back up because even with glasses on, I still find that a little bit hard to see. There we go. You can set it down to 1. It doesn't really make that much difference on performance and lag for the PS2. It's kind of one of those, it's just handy if you can see it, especially if you're like me. Boom! Cup that. That's for being a little troll. Alright, little bit of ice. Oh, hint as well, or bit of, well, if you haven't been doing so, which you should have been by now, I thought I'd mention this just in case you haven't been. Make sure before you get to the boss of this dungeon, make sure your weapons have at least a little bit of attribute in every attribute, because it's gonna make a difference on the final boss if you don't. Like, you can't have neutral for this boss, otherwise it's gonna be way too slow. I've done it in the past where I've only had like 2 attributes because that's what I was building up at the time. Doing it 1 by 1, which, in hindsight, that's terrible. Why did I do that? But, yeah, for the sake of like just speeding up the final boss, make sure you got some like points in every single attribute. And it doesn't really matter, I don't think, who has the like attributes. You can go on Toan, you can go on Zhao. I died. I died. I didn't realize there was a character called I Died, but there is now. That'd be me. Yeah. It's fine if you don't, as long as there's one weapon that at least has something in a certain attribute. It'll just make the last battle extremely slow. And I also suggest going Holy for the last boss too. I'm pretty sure it has like good bonuses against the last boss. The fish is back! So oh, huzzah! I actually got a weapon for my boy! Huzzah! Damon actually got a weapon. Now to like break my game by putting a broken dagger into the game again. I could if I really wanted to, actually. I might just do that off screen for the post game, I guess. I got a bit of thunder. Do you hear the thunder? I know we could do Thunderstruck, but I was like, hey, let's change up. There's Diamond. Now all we're missing is spades. I don't remember a spade is actually one of them, but it should be. Horse Rider. I think now we're into the war period too for the story that the diorama parts explain. We're gonna leave them all last. We're gonna have a bit of a storytelling period. Story time, kids! And then it's nap time afterwards. Who remembers those days where it's nap time, but before you have nap time, the teacher reads you a story, and then it's you have like a hour nap or something like that. Hour or half an hour, I can't. Seriously, what is with the enemies today just deciding to block my ass? Your attack has been blocked, and now we shall retaliate. Come here. You might prance away, but believe me, my sword has enough reach to hit you. It's not as long as Sephiroth's, don't get me wrong on that one. Sephiroth will be easily able to grab you from the other side of the room. But I will come after you, my boy. I have to use like my knuckle to do the camera manip for this. Just to give you an idea, only because I've extended my thumbstick. Which was good. I definitely don't regret extending my control sticks with control freak stuff. It's just the fact that, it's a little bit awkward now to do for camera maniping. But the fact that I can just use my knuckle, by the looks of it, it works just fine. As long as I can, yeah. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, but we're gonna get there one day. And then I'm gonna get first position for Dark Cloud. Wait, did I just get a double? I think she got a double. Alright, I'm gonna use Tone for a little bit longer. Watch me switch, and I'll get the... Oh. That's why we use gold billions, in case that happens, but I don't think I've got enough storage space for my gold billions. So I think you can sell the broken dagger, and it gives you like an insane amount of money, because it it does have a value. I think it shows as 1, but that's not... Well, the most kind of useless bait... Well, no, the useless bait's carrot. I couldn't get any fish to bite that. But Evie only works in Queens. I couldn't get it to work anywhere else but Queens. And Queens is the most annoying fishing. Just purely because of that. Evie is like the only thing that really gets the bites. I think Prickly got a couple of bites in Queens, but Evie definitely got me the fish. I don't need treasure keys at all in my life again if this is permanent. Wait, Brave Arc? I don't remember that weapon. Wait, wrong button. It doesn't have any, like... Yeah, it doesn't have any extra effects. That's sad. I was meant to double check, like, all of them. I was like, do they come with any extra effects that you can synth sphere? Nope. Nope. I thought Turtle Shell had a chance for one, but I guess not. Oh, Bandit's Ring. We got steel. I can synth sphere that onto something. Not the broken dagger stuff, but hey. It's gonna be fun having to, like, replay the entire game just to do synth sphere explanation. As I said, I'm gonna potentially do that on stream, and then... Hey! My abs got full. That's the best one, but yeah. Fun's decreased is not fun. Especially here when you need the funds. I think, though, I could be wrong about this. When you have the reach ability on your weapon, I think it also manipulates what those circles give. I think it might have a bigger chance of giving you funds increased. Oh, that's a rumor that I read somewhere on the internet. I haven't actually had a chance to... I may have actually, I can't remember. Very long time since I last... Oh, where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Where the hell am I going right now? Alright. But yeah, I know I used to do the synth sphere stuff. There was like one playthrough I had really good weapons because I went through and synth sphere Quench, Steel, Rich, and one other one, because Quench came off Butcher's Knife. Rich came from Reduced Abs, awesome. Rich came from like the Big Bucks Hammer for Goro. And then Steel obviously from like Bandit's Ring and the... I don't know why I did that, by the way. Too busy explaining stuff, not concentrating on what I'm actually doing. There we go. Even though I was gonna switch who I was using. Gonna use Ruby. Or Nora in this case. There's my exit. I do have to practice with Germ though before we get to his floor. Show me the way, you beautiful fish. Hey, another halibut. Oh no. Oh no. She didn't. Okay, so I do have to have them in my quick slot. I luckily had a mighty healing. We're all good. I was like, oh no, she didn't. Let me put Holly back on this one too. The problem with... It is kind of annoying with Nora since her little gimmick with the certain spots in dungeons that you gotta change attributes is kind of annoying. So you can switch it to Holly and then have to switch it back to something else and then switch it back once you've done the door. It's a little bit of a pain in the bum. Spade. There's Spade. Alright, we've seen all 4 cards. We've seen most of the enemies actually, so I think... Oh no, we're still quite far off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 stories left. So 7 more floors. And then you have your limited zone for each of the allies. So we're going into the 20s, if that makes sense. So floor 9, 6 or 7 after that. So it has to be dead on 20? If my math is correct, it's close to 20 for sure. And I'm not saying there's a meme by this point. I accidentally hit block. I didn't even hit the block button. Or maybe I did. I think I just slightly touched it. I was like, I blocked, but I didn't press the block button. I must have just had it nicked down. Which is both good and bad, actually. It's like, there'll be times where I do have to block. Oh, the deal! Yo! Deal or no deal? Would you like to take the evil, become like the greatest magician of the land? Seriously? You won't, you just did a wiggle wiggle on me and blocked. Shannon, like, all I can think of now is that cat meme. I don't know, is it from the Spider-Verse? Iframes to the win, hell yeah. Come here, you wanted to play games? Wiggle, wiggle. The cat's like wiggling its bum, and then you look at someone else and goes, like they're doing a little shake or little jiggle, and the cat's going, wiggling its bum like it wants to play. That was the only meme that came to my mind for wiggle, wiggle. A wiggle, wiggle. But a wiggle, wiggle means it's gonna block me. You know what? Let's use Germ. I have to get it out the way. Practice time, because I'm probably gonna get up to Goro stage. My Dran's Feather decided to go away again. I have 3 of them. I think we're good to go. As long as I don't need to go back and buy any more. The last thing I want to do is get through this dungeon without a Dran's Feather. I mean, it's not really that long of a dungeon. I think Moonsea's bigger and more of a pain in the bum anyways with all the backtracking you gotta do. I was like, I could do it with my knuckle, but it's not working. Or is Germ just really weird to control? I love Germ comes out and then everything's just, oh god, I hate this. Alright, now I gotta figure out. Nice, I think that works. So if I go, as long as I don't do that, because then I use up a bit too many whips. Which I don't have to by this point. Oh, okay, that works. So instead of just mashing the X button, if I hold it down just a wee little bit, it seems I got a better chance of actually smacking the enemy. Goodbye. I guess that makes sense, because like during the time that the hammer's up, the enemy go for an attack because you're not moving, and then they're programmed to go for their attack. Nice, alright. Although keep in mind when we do get to those areas, you can just go straight for the exit once you got the clock hands. It's what I used to do anyways. Ungaga and Goro were definitely 2 that I'd just go straight for the end once I got the hands. Although, to this day, I still contemplate why I did that with Ungaga, considering I wasn't that bad with Ungaga. It was Goro that was the worst. Or, oh, actually no, I just remembered why. I never trained him up. So you get here and you get a limited zone with Ungaga or Goro and you're like, I still have default weapons. Awesome! That's why I went straight to the end with Ungaga. I know my very first playthrough with Ungaga, I had to use bombs. I was dreadful at him. Or I can just do that. Or that could happen. Fine. Goodbye. I highly suggest don't spam that because it uses up so many whips And he wouldn't be in a position that I'm in with the high endurance. So, yeah, don't spam it. Unless, of course, your endurance is 99 and you have whips at 99. Broken sword. Now I'm trying to remember whereabouts in the story where, I think the broken sword is near... We're around the middle. The deal's been made, the war's been won. But we're not up to the main events that causes everything to just go boom. Is that the Joker? Yeah, the Joker's here. And then I think we've got Queen and King after that. Good guy. I know I said don't just mash the X button to attack, but there's some enemies that are just so slow you can get away with that, luckily. Boom. Okay. Fort. Black Road Man. Oh, Black Road Man. I think that's the assassin. Yeah, there's a lot of things to unpack when it comes to the backstory to why this all happened. There's a black-robed man, there's a wizard, or a witch, who experiments... No, it is a wizard, he's experimenting with witch's blood. And then there's a black-robed man who's the assassin, who goes up... Oh, Ugaga. Okay, we'll go to Ugaga. Yay, first go. First go every time, I haven't missed a single one of them. It's such a slow cutscene, though. Any day now. These are gonna be mimics. What did I tell you? The other good thing though about Ugaga compared to Goro is Ugaga actually has a bit of reach on him. Oops. Says that and misses. Awesome. I was just a wee bit off because I think he walked away from me at the same time. I'll have an excuse for why that missed. Don't worry. There'll be some mathematical reason why I missed. There. Holy water. That's for cursed, not like it really matters. Alright, I'm gonna use Osmond to get back. I gotta go all the way back to the beginning. Because I actually am dumb and I didn't go the other way. I didn't actually check the other way first before I went back. Alright, so I've done a refresher, I think, on everyone. It was mainly the melees I needed to practice with just before I get into the limited zone. Because there's going to be some nasty enemies in the limited zones. That's something else you got to keep in mind too. So, carrying things like bombs, which can be bought, bomb nuts, which can be bought too from Queens. Things like that. Poisonous apple is another good one too. That was something I used to use on like a lot of big health enemies. Just drop their health with poison apple or keep ditching it at them. Speeds things up as well, especially when you got like nothing else but a default weapon. That's kind of handy. Right, up we go. Wait. There's no diorama there, I ain't going there, screw that. Just for 2 enemies, I'll pass. Unless you're really desperate for the whips, I'd do it, but not in my case, we'll move on. Anyone noticing like any background stuff that's changing or anything? No? I hope so, because that's one of the gimmicks of this area. Goodbye. There's also one behind me. Hi, Joker. You simply are a joker. I mean, it's a bit of a joke that you come after me. Okay, map. I'm gonna go... I don't need to go up there. Right, we've got a club, but he's gonna get a club to hit. Well, not really a club. It didn't work. It probably worked better if I had like... oh, okay, we just made the dark deal. That's where we are in the story. And then there's a few more chapters after that. About what happens as... side effects of taking the dark deal. Alright, that's done. Are you... Wow, are you right? I love how it's just... decides to be a coward and backs off and then decides, oh, I'm gonna I'm gonna show my back to you, which apparently is sturdy enough to take a sword attack. Are you serious? Attack! I'm really lucky I didn't get gooeyed or anything out of that. I'm not sure if that has a status effect on it. As I said, normally I use Zao, Black Blood. Alright, now we're getting to that time of the story where it's like, ooh, stuff got real. Stuff got very real. Premium water. Doesn't really matter. Actually, that's something I haven't had to use an awful lot of in this playthrough is a lot of water. Mainly because, like, I think I've been lucky with my RNG. Or the fact that I'm not kind of going in and out of dungeons like I normally would. Maybe that's why. I'm thinking I haven't used a lot of water because of that. Alright, that dropped me clock hands? I hope it did. Nope, it didn't drop me clock hands. I may have already had... Antidote amulet! Do you really think I am a person that's in need of antidote amulets? I am insulted that you think I need antidote amulets. I am blessed by the fish. I do not need amulets to be non-poisoned at this point. Blood agreement. Yeah, this is where everything goes to absolute really? Absolute mayhem. As I said, you have a choice of staying with Osmond or have fun going in between characters. Now the bandit's ring. Huzzah! That actually makes... Oh, no, wait. It doesn't make my life easier because I'm doing it on PS4. Huzzah! Me and making my life so much harder. I could have done the tutorial on PS2. Since I nearly have everything that I need, actually, on this file already. But nope! For the, best tutorial, I am going to do it on the PS4. Huzzah for that. Probably the dumbest idea I've had for tutorial making, actually. Since it makes my life so much harder. Oh well. As I said, I might stream the process and then put it all together afterwards. It's going to be an absolute pain to do, but... Oh, awesome! At least you can be able to see what actually happens in the process. Because it's, interesting, let's just say. Alright, Supernova 5. Alright, moving on over. And you get to count how many times I go into Shipwreck too. Or Queens in general, since Queens does a lot of good stuff for that. Alright, I'm gonna try and just get to the limited zone, decimation. And then go from there. Which I think we're coming up to. We should be. All we're gonna do is look for Zao. Wait, explain to me how that first missile missed. Nice. Free repair powder, basically, that was. Right, magical crystal. Map. Can't get lost. Oh, actually, I got the two best items, really, since if you want to go fast in these dungeons, getting those two straight off the bat is like the best. Escape powder, that's good. Just in case I make a boo-boo, which there's a chance that might happen. It won't happen this episode, it'll happen next episode though. Castle. Although depending on time, it's like I could do all of Gallery of Time in one episode. Then again, I have to sit down and watch them all afterwards, so yeah. Might have to split this into two, but it can definitely be done in one. All you gotta do is just leave it as Osmond, and I think you get most of it done. And if you can skip doing the diorama stuff, then you don't need to pick up... you don't need to actually use toe and all if that's the case, but we'll find out. We'll find out the easy way. I just do it. I'll be the guinea pig. Goodbye. But we'll definitely, for the walkthrough, definitely look over it, since... it's the only thing in the game that explores canon! as I explained in the last episode, there's not a lot of lore building in this game, sadly. Like, you got a little bit, but not a lot. The fish shows me the way again. I swear there must only be 5 foot nail. Not 5 foot, not 5 finger death punch. Nah, just a 5 foot nail. Got some light. I see the light. Am I dead? Not yet. I have already died once, but revival powder brought me back from the light. Goodbye. If I had a sword... Oh, there's my thing. I was like, I don't think I've got my gate key yet, so we can't really go anywhere until I get that. Alright, all the way down southwest. Alright, through the clock we go. I need to hydrate myself, actually. Oh! Alright, now we're getting right into it. We're about... Well, the jumps start getting massive. It's not just like a small increment in time. They start doing massive jumps, but we're coming up to halfway through history at the moment. I think there's 400 or 500 years ago. I can't remember what they said. I think they said 400. So we're about halfway through, to give an idea, but the jumps will start getting quite massive in increments. I think they start going up by 50. Funds decreased a little. This is why we have gold billions. Luckily in this playthrough, doesn't make a difference. In a casual playthrough or any of my other playthroughs, yes, that would have made a big difference. I'd be crying at this point with 2 funds decreased. Oh, man. Alright, gotta bring up my boy again. Where's Damon? No! I hit the text. I knew that was gonna happen sooner or later. That's what I mean by it's so slow. You gotta hit the text and then you get the cutscene. You kind of want to go straight into the cutscene, not the text. It just adds on an extra second. Then you have to deal with that particular... Wow! Dude, my luck on power-up powders. I wish I had that normally. No, it has to be on a glitch playthrough. The worst time to get that good type of luck. Ugh. I could wish and pray for that type of luck in a non-glitch playthrough, and nope, I only get them in glitch playthroughs. Whoops, missed a chest. Honestly, if this was like a speedy run through, I wouldn't be picking up chests, unless of course there was a pitch dark key needed. Alright, clock hands. Once we get the outlaw, I can actually leave if I really want to. So I just need a magical crystal. No, you're not clubbing me in the head. Right, the assassin. Okay, now we're getting close to the end of the story. Because I know as soon as we start seeing the assassin, I think we're actually nearing all the limited zones, since I said they kind of lead up towards the end. Like, you just kind of go bang, 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 and then that's it. Plus to save the castle too, because we're going backwards in time. So we're actually getting closer to when the castle was like good state of repair, and then at the very beginning, if that makes sense, since you're like so much time in the future from when these events happen, since we're going backwards, we're going towards when this castle was actually fine looking. So you kind of also gauge from like the background and everything to how far into the dungeon you are. I really didn't get a magical crystal. Because at a speedrun, I'd be just like, okay, we'll go straight for the magical crystal, go get the atlas, get the keys, and off we go. That'd be the only thing on my mind. Chest, nope. Don't worry about them. Unless, of course, I'm desperate for something, or, as I said, the pitch dark. Why did I pick that up? I already knew that was the magical crystal. Good job, me. As I said, bish dark cloud player here. picks up magical crystal even though she knows it's magical crystal or no point picking it up. I think Zhao's the next one. I think. It just sounds right in my head that Zhao would be next. Nope, it's the one after that. Where are we in Diorama? Oh, okay, no, I think I'm a bit off. 4. Give it 4 more levels then and it'd be Zhao that comes out. Or there's a level after you do all the limiteds. That's probably the way it's gonna go. No Atla up here, but I am gonna get Mighty Healing, thank you. Fish luck! This fish is insane. I wonder if it's also changed the fact. So I'm like, dude, I'm getting a lot of big chests. Not sure if it's related to the fish or if it's just my luck at the moment. It could be my luck, but the big chest just seems a little unnatural at the moment. Right. Wait, what was that? Oh no, whoa. What is, that's a Yeti. Okay. Now I remember why I brought bombs when it came to like the limited zones. Oh dear. They're like titans basically, or dragons. Although I think we do see dragons a little bit later on. Luckily they're only melee attackers, so we don't need to worry about ranged attacks like dragons. I think dragons are generally the worst big enemy because they're also long range attackers and they don't exactly tickle. The only way to tickle me is when I lose a Draen's feather. Awesome, when that happens. Let's see. Decides to be a smartass. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Mom, get the camera. I just did a double. Shame no triple. I could have done that with your Garga. Hold on, let me have a look. Wait, what? I did one shot? Holy smokes, that must have some magical resist then. Another chest! Oh, it's a king mimic. That's scripted. I got a treasure key. Not like it matters, because I'm blessed by the fish. There's a pitchfork. When you're blessed by fish, you don't need treasure key. Treasure key was already, wow, useless beforehand. Gets stuck on like a bloody ornament on the side. Can't move. But I think this is, I did put this on holy, didn't I? It looks like I did, because I'm hitting for like 1,000. There's probably gonna be a mimic in here then. Or not. Again, I picked up the magical crystal when I already knew it was a magical crystal. GG's all around. GG's all around. Moon. Alright, it's gonna be a bit more than 20, as I said, with those limited zones, there's like 5 just there. So 22? No, it'd be 24, because I think there's 4. Did I say there was 4 remaining? Yeah, 4 remaining. So it'd be 24. 24 or 25 is going to be our final number for this dungeon. So it is a little bit longer than the rest, but it definitely makes sense considering all the limits and zones they decide to throw at you. But yeah, I think it's very close to the limited zone battle royale, or the limited zone rush as I like to call it. Nope, still not up to the limited zones. Ah, hello Alexander. I remember you being a pain. Goodbye. So these are kind of like that sword and mask thing from Shipwreck, if you remember them. I know it's a very long time since we did Shipwreck, but I want you, Osmond. I don't know why I was going down to Ruby. But yeah, we're coming across some nasty folk now, so watch out for Alexander. Don't let him attack you. I think he does poison still, and he hits for very big damage too. Gooey Peach, more fishing stuff. I think the game wants me to go fishing again. It's like I will. I can easily go fishing again and see if I can find that fish again. Or one of the other rare fish. Man-eater, you're an interesting weapon. And again, Toan has a lot of interesting weapons. You don't see an awful lot of them because there's a particular route you'd want to take to get to the Chronicle and everything and just leave it at that. The rest of them aren't really worth it. Unless, of course, you make a mistake and go to the wrong sword. That can happen. Right, goodbye to that. I'm also full on my abs. Gotta be so hilarious if I accidentally hit synth break. Like status break. Oh. That'd be the worst actually if I did that at this stage. Status braked my supernova. Right, magical crystal. Okay, I've got to go both sides. Rip. Is it pitch dark? I don't have a pitch dark. Of course I don't. Well, it looks like I gotta go from one side to the other. 'Cause one way or another, I'm gonna find you and stick you in the door so I can proceed now with the Atla and get through the gallery of Tamnil. Goodbye, Alexandra. Goodbye, Blizzard. 'Twas nice knowing you for the 1 second that I knew you for. Pitch dark key. Unfortunately, you want me to go all the way to the other side of the castle again. So mean. Right, I got myself a door. Is it the door from IKEA? Could you imagine if that castle was built by IKEA? I wonder if it actually lasts more than a year if that was the case. Well, then again, it's degrading. Actually, I can't joke about IKEA. I know there's an IKEA store up in like the capital city, which is 3 hours away from me. But it's not like you go there all that often to buy furniture. So IKEA isn't really a meme for us Aussies. So I don't think I've had to put up with IKEA stuff. Although if it's anything like the really cheap furniture stuff you buy elsewhere here in Oz, then I can understand why there's memes about it, because some of them are just bad, because you open it up and you have too many screws that you get leftovers for just in case if it's really bad and they just break while you're installing it, or they give you too few screws and all that, then you're like, great. What am I supposed to do now? Am I supposed to go to Bunnings and get an extra screw, or if you're an Aussie, you'll understand that particular line too, of like going to Bunnings, since it's like one of our biggest warehouses comes like building and all that. And sausage sizzles, don't forget them. They're literally known for like every Saturday or Sunday for doing sausage sizzles to raise money for like local charities or schools and all that. Yeah. Only the Aussies will understand the memes behind that. It's kind of like an IKEA meme, but just in building and all that. Come on, where is the Zal limited zone? Alright, I'm gonna make this the last floor, because I need to go rest my eyes after this. It's the only problem when you do like a whole bunch of work beforehand that strains your eyes, and then you go to record. And in my case, my eyes are already strained. So it's either I'm gonna have to put some eye drops in, or I just go rest them. What a predicament! Hey! Seriously though, the amount of large chest is getting a little bit scary. Wow. Like that, what? Oh, okay, that's scripted. King Mimic's always scripted. So they will always be in the level, if there's meant to be one. So you could return back to this level and there'll always be a King Mimic, because it's on the... Wow! Stop! Did I hit the King Mimic? I did hit the King Mimic. Huzzah! Alexandra just was like, nah, you can take the hit. Wait, oh my, there's the dragon, the big black dragon of the north. Oh boy. No, it'd be up the west, I think we're talking. Luckily that chest was there. It screwed me over and it screwed the dragon over. We both got screwed. We actually have something in common. Shame we can't, like, stop the battle and be like, oh, we both got something in common, mate. One chest screwed us over. Alright, bloody dress. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at 16 because I didn't think it would take this long to get to, like, the limited zones. Or I can find out what the next zone, next room is, and if it's not limited, I quit. Dude! How many fish bait have I picked up in just this episode alone? That is, honestly, it's crazy. Good, I was like, I need water. Need to hydrate again. But no, it is honestly crazy how many large chests I've found just in general. It's almost unnatural at this point. That I think that fish has actually changed the spawns of large chest. Goodbye? Okay, I finally got the hand to get... Wait. No, that's a map. I ain't picking that up. But still, that's terrible RNG. Magical crystal and map at the end. Like the very last room you would explore. That's bad RNG. Alright, all the way back to the start we go. Very long walk back. Lucky for Dran's feather, that speeds it up. Alright, please tell me the next one's a limited zone so I can just stop. We have to be getting really close. We still don't have a limited zone. 3 left. So it's either we get these 3 and then the limited zone rush begins, or I am really forgetting when it starts. Anyways, if I keep going on, this will be a 2-hour episode, so I'm gonna stop. I also need to go have a stretch too. So yeah, alright. For a little bit of transparency, I didn't know about that fish. That's still insane that what happened there. I swear that large chest spawn was all because of that fish. That's insane. Oh yeah, they can go back. Was there any others I picked up that's actually fish bait? I'm gonna put them back too. So yeah. Now that that's changed that, do I still recommend not fishing? Nah. I mean, as I said, casually, yeah, go for it. Since it gives you that bonus. Otherwise, nope, I don't recommend it whatsoever. It's probably worth just getting that one fish and then just leaving it at that. Actually, I'm just gonna sell them since I now know that... Hey, we haven't really been status that much, have we? Maybe it is making a difference. As I said, it's really hard to tell if it is. Steel slingshot, double impact. They can go. Normally, as I said, oh yeah. Normally you wouldn't sell these, you'd keep them. But in my case, it don't matter. That's good. God, I lost a lot of Gilda because of those fun drops. I'm also gonna pick up 6 of those. I was only meant to buy 5, but I picked up 6 by accident. Just in case. Other than that, I think we're good. Okay, so next episode we'll go through, finish off the Gallery of Time. The boss battle might even happen, so... Yeah, safe bet that I could say that the next episode will be the end of the main game, and then the episode after that will be post-game, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish the main game in the next episode, so it'll be Gallery of Time, the boss for Gallery of Time, which is the final boss for main game, and then the episode after that we can finally do post-game. So yeah, that actually worked out really well. So I'm glad that things worked out in the end, because I don't worry about diorama stuff. That normally takes an episode by itself, putting down a whole entire town. So with that, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, make sure to stay beautiful. And this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!